We are live.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We're going to pick back up with the Long Night campaign. Our party consists of Langston, the elven fighter, correct?
That's correct.
Nilvac the Magnificent, magician, and had an interesting night before. And Olabella, our Furbog ranger / druid.
Druid ranger.
Well, last time y'all had finally made it to the city of Ginn, made it to an inn, got your rooms, did a little entertaining, might have had a little entertaining, and found out that whoever probably has your halfling alderman made their way to the northeast instead of to the northwest, which is why I have put up a new map for y'all. Little bit zoomed in. What was that, Langston?
I was going to say, I love that Dr. Hopkins is our avatar.
And he's a blue bunny. Now I want ice cream. Did you do that on purpose, Novak?
You were the person who made him blue.
I thought you said he was blue.
I asked if anybody wanted to make any changes, and somebody said they wanted to see a blue bunny. So I was like, okay, he's blue.
So you've had a good night. You've gotten breakfast. You've leveled up. You now need to make your way. I believe someone had talked about finding a dog sled.
That's correct.
So
I definitely want to find a dog sled or something.
Okay. So unless y'all want to role play out breakfast real quick, we can move on to shopping or looking around, doing what you wish in the fine city of Ginn.
I think we kind of had role played it out last time.
Oh, yeah, y'all had asked about the collar. Which, do you remember what that does, Novak?
I think I wrote it down here. Hold. Leather collar can't be removed and cast sending to turret.
Yep. So it allows you to contact the drow that put it on you. So after a very hearty, warm, and filling breakfast, you make your way out into the streets of Ginn. It is still night because, again, this time of year, you might get an hour of daylight at max. So what most people would consider a normal internal compass just does not exist for y'all. Then again, most people right now might be feeling that lack of a internal clock or compass. So what do y'all try to do now that you have, I guess, the quote-unquote nightlife to live?
Did we finish shopping for dogs and a dog sled?
No, y'all just had breakfast.
Nilvac will procure us transportation.
All right.
How about it?
I'm going to look for maybe a place to buy some potions. I don't have much gold.
Okay, let me do something real quick. Give me a perception check, Langston, as you're looking for shops.
All right.
That is a nice perception roll. You see that there's about 5 shops down this main road. There is one that's known as the Frosty Mug. Traveler Necessities, the Notorious Norwal, which you don't see what it necessarily does or what it sells. You see the Polar Bear, but it's spelled B-A-R-E. Or sorry, B-A-R-E instead of like normally bear. Mixel's Marvelous Mix-Ups.
Oh, I Mixel.
And a store simply known as
I'm definitely going to check out the Notorious Norwal. Just to kind of give it a look.
Okay, let's see. And Nilvac, you were looking for a place that has dogs?
Correct. I'm looking for specifically a dog sled situation, or at least something that would be used to cross snowy distances.
Okay, roll me a perception check. Okay, with a 9, you only find 2 stores after bumbling around for about an hour. There's a store called Bane's Kennel and Ice Liches.
What was the name of that last one?
Ice Liches.
Okay, well, I understand what the first one means, but the second one's name intrigues me. Neilvac will go to see the Ice Liches.
All right, Olabella, are you going to go on your own or are you going to follow one of these two?
I'm gonna follow Nil.
Okay, you go with
I
Nilvac.
think Langston's got this.
Give me another perception check to see if you find anything that he doesn't. You see that there is another one called Cool Runnings.
Yeah, I think that one there might have what we're looking for, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Nilvac's convinced where he needs to go.
Yep. We're going to check out the Ice Liches.
Okay, so we're going to handle Langston first. Langston, as you go into the Notorious Norwal, it is a outfitter shop. It seems like it's kind of middle of the line. Like it's not the best one in town, but it's definitely not the worst. And you can see why this place gets its name. There is a massive Norwal with an eye patch that is stuffed and hanging from the ceilings.
I'm just gonna go find the proprietor, whoever runs this joint.
As you get in there, you see something that you have not seen before. You've heard of minotaurs, but then you're assuming that this is a minotaur, but it looks kind of like a large frost bison that's a little bit further south, but bipedal. It basically looks like a giant buffalo person.
I'm cool with it.
They're behind the counter. They're wearing, kind of a. I mean, they're already a very hairy individual, but they seem to have heavy furs on. The store's a little chilly, but give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
You're thinking it might be cold on purpose in here. Like, maybe make people move a little slower, buy a little more than they normally would.
I'm gonna rub my hands together like I'm cold. I'm gonna walk up to him and say, I'm just kind of browsing your store. I like the stuffed narwhal that you
Yes, I caught that myself years ago. How may I help you?
Well, we're gonna be going to the frozen wasteland, and I was just kind of curious to kind of outfit myself for the journey ahead. Maybe buy some rations. Kind of see what else you got.
He looks down at you. You seem outfitted pretty well jacket-wise. How far north are you going?
I don't know yet. I'm tracking somebody who's kidnapped. I don't know how far ahead of me they are.
Well, you might want to invest in a heavier coat for yourself, and definitely a cold weather tent.
Cold weather what?
Tent.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna do that.
He says, okay, for you at your size, a jacket will run you about 15 silver.
I pay the man.
The tent will be about 10 gold.
What are you saying, Hewitt? I can't quite understand you.
He said the tent would be 10 gold.
I'll go ahead and give him the 10 gold, I guess. Now, can I try to haggle him a little bit?
If you feel your character would.
Yeah, I'm going to say, is there any way you could bring that price down? You know, I'm willing to, maybe if I buy bundle package, is there anything else you have you can throw in?
I can throw in some rations for the same price and maybe a collapsible stove.
All right. I shake his furry hand.
His big meaty hand just wraps around yours and like shakes most of your forearm. Note that the stove is about 50 pounds on its own. The tent's about another 50 pounds. It's just this heavy fur yurt with collapsible poles. And then the rations. There's probably a good 10, 12 days rations for 3 that he gave you.
All right.
You're going to definitely want to find a wagon or a cart.
I'm going to make the dogs do it.
Okay. So as you leave there, your companions are now entering ice liches. As you enter in, you see memorabilia scattered across the walls everywhere of a pair of Aladrin figure skaters. There's medals in cases, there's pictures everywhere. Behind the counter is this old, and you've never seen an old elf, but this really, really old elf that has the ears are slightly off, the eyebrows are slightly longer, just kind of chewing, but you're pretty sure they're not actually eating anything behind a counter.
Greetings and salutations! It is I, Novak, and I have come to your establishment in order to purchase something to travel long distances quickly over the ice.
There seems to be no response from the elderly elf behind the counter.
Hello there.
Still no response.
Was he asleep?
No. Doesn't seem to have noticed y'all, though.
I'm going to approach him and see if he actually did move.
As you walk up, nothing.
I think he's dead.
Okay.
Like,
Are y'all right? Are y'all right up at the counter?
Yeah.
Novak, no sound comes out of your mouth.
It's a silent spell.
I kind of wave my arms to try and get his attention.
Roll a performance check for me. As you're waving around, the elderly elf looks up, looks surprised that y'all came in, goes to say something, but realizes there's no sound, and then starts looking around angrily in the room.
What is he looking for?
You don't know, but y'all could look around as well if you wish. I mean, he is like looking under counters. He walks around and he has a cane. One of his legs is a this weird mechanical contraption from the knee down. Just looking around angry.
I guess look around and see if there's anything causing it.
Okay, both of y'all roll perception checks for me then. Okay, Nilvac, you don't notice this. You're just kind of distracted by like this spring actuated, like pressure sensitive mechanism that has replaced this elderly elf's lower leg. Like your innate tinkering thought process is like, how does this work? And you start thinking about how it does. Olabella, you notice that there's two very young, similar looking elves. Like maybe not, like you would assume they're not even like the equivalent of 10 years old. Up in a loft above par of the store, one of them's got a wand and they're both giggling but not making any sound.
I tap the old man on the shoulder and point at.
He looks up as you do that, and you see both of the little elven children eyes go wide, and then scoot back in the loft, and then all of a sudden, and I tan your hide! That was way louder than I thought it was going to be when the spell ended. My apologies. Anyone else's ears ringing? Mine are.
No.
Very sorry about that. My great. Like 3 more great-grandchildren. They're kind of little assholes. I blame their parents. Anywho, how can I help y'all? Welcome to Ice Liches.
I wait for Nilvac to repeat his request.
Sir, my name is Nilvac the Magnificent. This is my traveling companion, Olabella. We are looking for some way of traversing the ice so that we may go quickly across it. We're heading in a northward direction, and we would need to go in that direction with the utmost.
I got ice skates. They're pretty quick.
I think we need to go a bit further than ice skates will take us, though.
You can skate for miles on ice skates just like my Lola could. And he looks longingly at one of the pictures.
So, is that all we sell here? Is the ice skates?
I got hockey sticks. I got pads. I got a sled. I got a big sled. I got a skate sharpener. I got a mean dog.
What kind of sled do you have?
Oh, come out here and look out back.
We're going out back to check that sled out.
Okay, he opens up the door for y'all to look out, and you see there's one sled that's probably like a one-person dog sled. But then you see one that looks like a wagon on runners.
I'm going to point to the one that's on the runners, the bigger sled, and go, is that one for sale?
Depends. I usually rent it to folks that are heading up north along the Jotunshelf. But I could be convinced to sell it if the price is right.
I mean, we could rent it. We could always bring it back, you know?
That's how rentals work.
How much do you usually charge to rent it there?
Usually, I ask for a down payment of 5 gold, and then I charge another 5 for every week that it's out.
How much would you want just to buy it outright?
He just starts looking around, scratches above his eyebrow. I'd say about 25 gold.
I've got 10 I could throw in.
I have 2.
That's not gonna work for us.
I could just rent it.
Yeah, but when was the last time an adventurer returned something?
Well, we could always, pay them for it when we get back if we don't have it with us yet. And I'm sure we're going to come across gold, as we go.
I'm going to turn to the shopkeep, and I'm like, we're interested in renting it. Let us shop around, and we'll come back to you, and we'll let you know
All right, that's fair. Just watch out for nippers when you go through.
What?
As you say this, you see this old, fat, gray dachshund come out and start going, meep, meep, meep. Like I said, it's just this old weenie dog in the door. That's Nipper. I named him that because he nipped my finger. What'd you say? Sorry, what was that?
I did not mean to click that. I was saying I thought there was something that I had that animals were my buddies.
I think.
Speech of beast and leaf. They can communicate in limited matter with beasts and plants. They can understand me, though I can't really understand them back. But I have advantage on charisma checks to influence them. This is without a spell.
Okay, what are you going to say to this dog named after the fact that he nips people?
Oh, aren't you a handsome pupper?
It just rolls over and presents its belly.
I rub his belly.
So y'all are now going to go look at another store?
Let's go check out the other place, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Langston, where else are you wanting to look at?
I mean, I don't really have any more money to do much with, so I'm going to go find them.
Okay, you see them come out of a store called Ice Liches.
Hey, I'm going to wave. I got the tent and everything else. Kind of the stove. I mean, I got, what, 17 strength. I should be able to carry that, huh?
Yeah, you can carry it. I mean, it's just awkward more than anything.
So, hey guys, I got us a little prepared supplies.
Is that a stove?
Maybe.
Well, I guess it'd be useful, huh? There wasn't much.
I got us food too, so we're good on that. As long as we get the sled dogs, we don't have to awkwardly hold it.
Yeah, we're working on that. There's the place we just came out of. They mostly just sold ice skates and stuff like that. They had a cart on runners, but he wanted a bit much, so we were gonna check out the other place too.
All right, I'll just tag along.
Just sitting there looking like the guy. It's like, I only need 2 things in Walmart. 5 minutes later.
Exactly.
Okay, so which store are y'all going to now? You still have Bane Kennel and Cool Runnings.
I like Cool Running.
Sounds good to me.
As you walk in, there's a very heavy-set human behind the counter. Kind of unassuming, just kind of your average Joe-looking dude.
Greetings, I am Nilvac. These are my traveling companions, and we are shopping for some way of crossing the northern ice in a quick-like fashion. We have come to your shop to see your wares.
Oh, well, hi. My name's Mr. Candy. Yeah.
Oh God.
Y'all are asking for a sled going through the snow. Yeah, I got a couple different models. I run sleds, and I got some dogs out there too. Most of the time people come to me for sleds and go to Mr. Bane for, dogs, but I can show you what I got, yeah.
Well, please do.
He takes you out back and shows you this first. It looks like probably two of your party could ride on it. Maybe dog sleds. Like, this one's about 8 gold. Standard issue model. Mostly for like individuals that are hauling goods back and forth between here and the northern Little Islands, during this time of year. It's okay. And there's this one that's about 13 gold. And you see one it's between a sled and a small cart. Like, it's definitely mostly for carrying goods, but y'all are looking at it, maybe it'll work. Oh yeah, and this big this big bad boy right here, this is 25 gold, and this is what I like to call the snow station wagon. It's it's real nice. It's basically your regular wagon, but put some runners on it, added some, one of my buddies is a blacksmith, and I got him to bend these steel rods, so it's kind of like it's got a suspension system. Like, it can kind of absorb getting hit pretty good. But, that's kind of a top-end model. It also has a fold-out tent to the side of it.
How much was the middle one?
12 gold. But y'all would all fit on that one, but not super comfortably.
The issue is that we need to buy a cart that can house 4 people, because when we come back, we're gonna have a 4th.
But we do have a tent, a cold weather tent now too, though. For we have to stop. So you don't necessarily need one we can all sleep in, but sit in even if it's not. What about the stove that he bought?
From what y'all can judge, y'all plus all your stuff would fit on that middle sled.
Yeah, we don't have enough gold for the big sled anyway. But how are we gonna get the dogs?
The sled doesn't come with dogs.
Oh, I can get you dogs, but that'll be like another 3-4 gold.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it comes with the food for them too. Can't just sell you dogs without food.
So how much gold would that be altogether?
15.
How much gold do we all have combined?
Neil Mac is currently rolling in 14 gold pieces.
Okay, I have 2.
Yeah, I have about 3.
Okay. That's probably our best bet there, to get the middle one and get the dogs.
So you two like throw in 1 gold each, and then I'll put up the other 13.
Okay.
Okay.
And I got don't worry, I got the other supplies.
Nilvac silently and very slowly, sadly, pulls out 13 gold pieces and passes it to the guy. He now has 1 gold to his.
Me too.
Does Nilvac have like the traditional like old school coin purse that you gotta like pop open with the little hinge?
Oh yeah, it's a little clasp. You just gotta just unsnap it. After he takes the money out, it just looks like it's sad. Like there's just some sadness that's just coming off this thing.
Did the map disappear? Or is it just...
No,
I still see it.
It's still up for me. So he then brings you 4 rather large. You're not sure if they're dogs or wolves, or if they're between the two. One of them looks very dark and serious. Like just staring at you, it's like it knows what it's doing. There's another 2 that seem kind of confident. They're a little bit smaller, and then there's one that's tongue's hanging out the side of its mouth. It's just happy to be there, looking around like, yeah.
We got a moon.
I scratched their head.
Which one?
All of them.
The first one doesn't respond. The other 2 are pretty good. The last one's like, I will love you forever.
Oh, don't you look like a boy?
It just looks at you all surprised and happy at the being called a good boy. So, do y'all need to be shown how to, like, hook them up, or y'all think y'all know how to do that?
Oh, wouldn't mind a refresher on that.
Okay. And because the DM does not know how to hook up sled dogs or any animal into a bridle, Mr. Candy shows you how to hook up all the sled dogs.
So that's how you do that.
Oh.
Also, make sure that this one points at the one that's definitely the moon of the group, is never in the front. They're best boy, but they're bad at navigation.
That one stays in the back. Got it.
Are you going to name your sled dogs?
So the friendly one's going to be named Moose.
That one seems to dig the name Moose. It also now thinks you're going to feed it moose. But it's still good because you gave it a name.
I'll let y'all name the rest.
They don't come with names?
Well, I figured I'd let you name them. I mean, I just keep calling them Big Dog, Other Dog, Third Dog, and Moon.
Well, the serious one can be Aristotle. The other one can be Dog 2 and Dog 3.
No, that's not fair. I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call this one Balto.
And the last one will be named Cheesecake.
I like it. So we got Aristotle, Balto, Moose, and Cheesecake.
Cheesecake's looking around like, why am I in like the other, like you just see like Balto like just raise up a paw and pat that one on the shoulder like, it's cool, man. It's cool.
I rub Cheesecake's face like it's because everybody loves cheesecake.
Oh, just happy dog.
Well, I figured if one was named Moose, the other one could be named Cheesecake. Two desserts, you know?
Okay, so y'all now have dogs. The dogs have about 2-3 weeks worth of food that's put on the front of this little cart. There's enough room for 2 people to ride with your gear. It won't be very comfortable. And then 1 person to be the driver.
I think I should drive with the dogs. I'm good with the animals.
But I can, I'll get them groomed and clean them up. If y'all want to do any more shopping while you're in town, I'll just have them here for you. And I can watch your stuff, buddy, if you want, so you don't got to carry all that. That looks super awkward.
I appreciate it. I mean, I don't have anything else to do in town. If you don't want to do anything else in town, if you want to say goodbye to your lady.
Not a problem. I have a magic item that lets me talk to her.
Maybe you should, ask why she's got that around your neck, eh? Or if you can ever get it off again.
Why would I want to remove it?
Don't know. What if it does something weird, Like, oh, no, I can't control nothing about myself anymore.
No, it should be fine. It should be fine. I'm keeping it as a souvenir.
I don't think you can get rid of it if you tried.
It'll help keep the neck warm as we drive through the snow.
Okay.
Oh,
we don't need any more money, so.
Oh, Nelvac, you and Olabella notice that Langston has a much heavier fur coat on.
Well, didn't we get, snow gear before we left the original town?
Oh yeah, guys, I should have mentioned. I went to the notorious Norwal. My bad.
Nasty Norwal might be a different thing.
But if y'all want a heavy coat, since y'all got the sled, and I know you don't have any money, Bella, I'll go ahead and get y'all a heavier coat.
How much was it?
15 silver.
I have a gold and 9 silvers.
All right, we can go get a heavier jacket real quick. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So was the stuff we got from the original town not good enough for where we're going? I thought we were outfitted with gear.
You're outfitted with cold gear, but the guy that he bought this from basically was like, you don't know how far north you're going. You're going to need something that's probably heavier than that you're wearing. Like, it's like dealing with cold, like in, like, mid-Canada versus going up, like, into Nunavut and the Yukon, how cold it can get there.
Well, I guess maybe we should.
Okay. I'll go spend more money.
I'm sure we'll make some more on the way, don't worry.
Nelvac, he'll actually sell you a jacket at half price because you're so much smaller.
Oh, thank you. Thank goodness. So it's 15 silvers, I made it 7.
Yep.
Okay, 1 gold and 9 silver, so that would put me. How much? I can't do math. How much silver would that leave me with?
Four silver. Yeah, 4 silver. As you walk out, you can see there's still the Frosty Mug, the Polar Bear, Mixel's Marvelous Mix-Ups, and
That's how my wallet's feeling right about now. I say I'm ready to go.
Okay, I know what's in for that shit. I am, like, deeply curious about what it.
Alright, we can check it out if you...
As you walk into you now realize what the high-class winter gear store looks like. It is like going into a North Face or any of those really sporty high-end like camping gear sections, or this is supposed to be a camping jacket, but I'm totally not wearing it as a camping jacket type stores.
Oh, it's a bunch of preppy stuff. Okay, I'm good.
As you're walking out, you do pass in front of Mixel's, and you see that there is a odd-looking slot machine that says 1 copper a try.
No.
1 copper a what?
1 copper a try.
Nope.
No. Why?
That's out of character.
I'm gonna walk into Mixel just to put my head in.
As you walk in, you are bombarded with smells and sights that you have never seen before. It's really definitely like sensory overload. There are magic items everywhere, and there is a middle-aged gnome sitting on a flying carpet, going and dusting off shelves higher up in the building.
What's this?
Well, my dear boy, this is a magic shop.
Nothing for a martial guy.
Oh, we have things for you, like this. And he magical sword floats up.
I probably don't have any cash for that.
Now, it's 2,000 gold, good sir, so you might not.
What if you like, Mr. Gnome, you have a good day.
I certainly shall, and so I hope you do as well.
That's 2 from the way out.
You what? So are you going to leave the little penny slot alone?
I'm going to go ahead and do a copper. I'll do 1 drop.
Or if you put the freaking wand in there, dude, I'm gonna come in there and smack you.
All right. You drop a copper in, and a health potion actually drops out.
Sweet.
Real very good.
I'll pay for you to try it if you want to give it a shot.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I'll pay you a penny slot for him.
Okay, Nailvac, you get a pair of earmuffs.
I'll do it.
I'll pay for it.
Olabella, you get a health potion and a bottle of slightly glowing blue liquid.
Okay.
I rolled a 99 on that one. So you now have 2 health potions in the party, a mysterious potion, and Nilvac, you have a set of earmuffs.
Sweet.
Do you put them on?
Yes, I will.
The second you put them on, hey man, you got this. You're a cool dude. Ain't nothing gonna get you down. You got today. You have the earmuffs. You have the earmuffs of reassurance.
I like it.
They serve no benefit whatsoever, other than they will occasionally tell you that you're doing pretty good and that you should have a good day and that you got this. And I guess keep your ears warm.
Yeah, that was what I was most worried.
So, y'all have all played the penny slots. You got some good things. Y'all ready to go?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Roll.
So as y'all you get back to the dog sled. Mr. Candy's out there. He's got them all set up. Looks over. Those are some really cool earmuffs.
Yep, they're super cool.
Nice. I got them all set up for you. Got your food for a little while. Y'all just heading up north to some of the little islands? Or wait, no, you said. Wait, out of character, did y'all tell him where y'all were going?
I think we just said north.
So like y'all going to the little islands then, or y'all just going out and about?
Out and about.
Be careful then. It's gets a little bit dangerous over there either direction. Just stay on the Jotunpath, and you should be doing all right.
Thank you.
Okay, so who's going to be the driver at the back of this rather large sled?
I will do it.
All right, and then the Langston and Nilvac and Dr. Hopkins are just going to get into the rather large basket to the front with their gear.
Correct.
And as y'all settle down, Mr. Candy comes out, looks at y'all. Oh yeah, you can pull like a tarp over you if you're riding. It'll keep the snow off you.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You have a good one too.
And give me an animal handling check, Olabella.
Could I cast Speak with Animals instead?
That might give you advantage.
Let's see. Is animal handling? What's animal handling under?
It should be
Like
a wisdom skill.
Okay, I was saying because I get advantage on charisma checks made to influence them with speech of beast and leaf. But since that is not a charisma check, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals to very clearly tell them what we want to do.
Okay, so you cast it and as you hear it, we're going to get the run. We're going to get the run. The dog at the run. Yes, we know. We're going to get to run. We are sled dogs. But running, though.
Okay, guys, listen up.
She speaks dog.
I do speak dog, but not for a long time at once, so you gotta listen up, okay?
She speaks dog.
Are we just heading north? Or northeast? Or exactly do we want to head?
There is the Jotun that runs northeast and then according to the map here, and then there's an island. I can't quite read the name there, but if we follow the Jotun path, that'd probably be the safest way to go.
Okay. We're gonna just follow the Jotun path up north here for a while and see what we're gonna find, alright? Supporting y'all to get along. You said roll animal handling with advantage?
Yep.
Ooh, that was with advantage. But it's not that great.
They look at you, the lead dog. Fine. And just starts kind of at a trot pace, heading north. The other dogs fall in place, and until your spell ends, we're running! We're getting to do this. Yeah. Squirrel. Not squirrel. Snowpile. Snowpile. Until the spell ends, just Moose is just being ridiculous.
Like Moose.
Like one of the last things you hear is, I can see your butt. So as you are moving north, I need a animal handling check from Olabella. I can assume that you're going to use your animal talkie abilities. So
Yeah, but that doesn't give me advantage if it's not crit.
okay. So I need you to give me an animal handling check, and I need the other two, Langston and Nilvac, to give me survival checks.
Woo!
Okay, so the first half a day is going pretty good. You're making much better time than you would. Olabella, you really get the swing of this and how to ride this. Langston, you don't really get the canvas pulled down tight, so you're starting to get a little cold. It's getting a little chilly even with your heavier jacket. Like you might want to rebutton it. Nilvac, you fall out probably about 6 hours into the trip, and everybody has to stop and come back and get you.
Oh no.
Like literally, Olabella, you're just like, what the hell was that? Just oh!
What the? I wanted to make a note that you asked me this earlier. Our group, cannot become lost except by magical means because of my natural explorer. And even when I am engaged in another activity such as foraging or navigating or tracking, I remain alert to danger.
Okay. Well, I mean, you and the
Just as
dog.
a note.
What'd you say?
I just wanted to make a note of that because you asked me about getting lost earlier, which is not at all,
Okay, so y'all are making good time as you continue on. After you get Nilvac back in, you dust him off. The earmuffs go, hey man, it's cool. Happens to everybody sometimes. You're still a fantastic guy.
Clean myself off and warm myself up.
You're toasty again. You just hear again the earmuffs. Oh yeah, awesome move. Okay. The last half of that day, I need another check.
Hey.
Let's see. But we'll go with that 10. Nilvac, you and Langston are able to keep each other warm. It's getting a little bit stuffy underneath the canvas after a while. Olabella, the dogs are still responding to you. But, after they had to stop, they had a good run going on and they had to stop and turn around and go pick somebody back up. They're a little miffed. Like you can tell that lead dog's like a little bit of a prima donna. Like, you made me stop running for that. Fine.
Let me have to bite him in the ear to show him who's boss.
Is that what Nilvac's gonna do?
I'm not the driver.
So y'all, you settle down. Between the three of you, y'all are able to get this. It's a much heavier yurt-style tent than the other tent that y'all still have. You could probably put that littler one up for the dogs, unless you want the dogs sleeping in the same tent with y'all.
It doesn't matter to me.
Putting the dogs in the tent would make a smell, but it would also generate a lot of heat.
And I'm fine with them being in there with
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, so y'all get it up. You get the stove put together. There are runes inscribed on the front of this stove, Langston.
What?
Runes. Runes are on the front of the stove. Like, as you're looking for where to stick firewood in it, you can't seem to find it.
Oh, great. Can I try to figure it out?
Roll Arcana.
Hey guys, can you come fix this for me? Apparently I am.
Let me take a look at it.
As you're reading it, Nilvac, these are, it looks like an odd form of Dwarvish, like a weird dialect of it, but more or less, as you're reading it, you're realizing it's the instruction manual for how to operate this device.
Does anyone speak Dwarvish?
I do.
Well, here, I point to the instruction manual.
Okay, between the two of you, him knowing how to read Dwarvish and you having actual magical knowledge, you realize that if someone expends a spell slot, it will cause the stove to generate heat for 8 hours.
Oh, not a problem. I will spend a first level spell slot.
Okay, and you see it start to glow a little bit red, and the tent slowly starts to warm up.
Perfect. Thank you.
And with that, we'll take just a little break. I need to run to the potty, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
So maybe about 5.
See you in a couple minutes.
All right, I'm back. Is everybody else?
I'm here. But you knew that.
I'm back.
I'm back.
All right, so you are out on the ice sheet. You can hear the wind whipping, but this heavier tent seems to be resisting that weather a little bit, so you might not have any negatives to resting tonight. Who's going to take first watch?
I will.
Okay. As you go and sit down near the entrance to the tent, Moose just comes over and lays its head on you.
Just comes over and what?
Lays its head on you.
Oh. Respect his ears.
Okay. Give me a perception check for the first 3 hours. You don't really seem to notice anything.
Okay.
Just, you look out as far as the light from the camp behind you, or the tent behind you is producing. You don't have dark vision, so, you only can see so far.
Oh.
But you rolled 213, so it doesn't matter with disadvantage or not.
Oh, well, I was going to say I could cast dark vision. Because I took it as a spell.
Okay, who is taking second watch?
Okay.
Okay, you take watch. Again,
All right.
you see Moose come over and just falls asleep next to you.
I'll scratch his ear.
Okay, so give me a perception check, and you have dark vision, correct?
Right.
Okay, with a 13, you don't really notice anything moving. It's a little unsettling because you realize probably about 20 feet below you is ocean within this ice cap, and that's kind of odd. You're not on land.
Yeah.
All right, Nilvac.
Okay. How big is the tent?
The tent is about 12 feet circular. It's got a 6-foot radius.
So you're saying it would fit in a 15 by 15 foot cube?
Yes.
I will cast Silent Image, and I will have it try to look like the landscape around us. Like if we're standing on ice, I will make it look like a giant ice shard.
Okay.
It
And
will. Well, this only lasts up to 10 minutes, though. Shoot, didn't read the duration.
you're gonna get your spell slots back, so I'm gonna say that you cast it and think it's great. And then right as you're about to fall asleep, you realize it only lasts 10 minutes.
Ah, dang it. Okay. Trying to make this easier for us. You know what? I'll have me and my rabbit, Miss Dr. Hopkins, and I will stay out here, and I will keep.
Keep what?
I will be keeping watch. I'll roll a perception check.
All right. Give me perception. Again, you don't really notice anything. Cheesecake comes out and sits by you. Looks kind of bored, but that's really about it. So, as y'all all come to wake up, and to the not quite morning, y'all look out, and where you left the sled next to the tent, it's gone.
What?
I'll start looking for trash.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation or survival check.
I am not proficient in either of those.
Dang.
Double knife.
Didn't see it happen last night, but you're like, you see exactly where those tracks go. You can see that the sled's runners have left a long set of snaking tracks off to the east, and a lot of little footprints.
Little footprints?
Like with the two nat 20s, y'all know that these are ice goblins.
Fucking ice goblins. So, we're obviously going to go get our sled. Do we need to leave the dogs and tent, obviously, here? Could you speak with them and tell them what we're doing?
Oh, yeah. I'll cast Speak with Animals and tell the dog. So, someone took the sled last night, and we're gonna go find them, but we need you all to stay in here and stay safe, okay?
Are you just using your druid ability?
No, I actually cast Speak with Animals.
The sled's gone? Oh.
Yeah. We think some ice goblins took it, but we want you guys to stay safe, okay?
Aristotle looks at you. We'll stay. Watch this. Moose, do you like bread? And you just see Moose running around in circles yelling, I like bread.
I don't know what you said, but he likes it.
He likes bread.
I toss him a roll, assuming I have one.
The dog absolutely loses its mind, and then the other three just turn and look at you like, oh, so he get a snack?
Didn't even do that.
I give them some.
Okay, they're all happy you've given all of them a dog biscuit, or just a regular biscuit and gave it to a dog. Y'all tie the tent tight. Y'all do know that y'all have a series of poles with flags that came in your cold weather gear kit that you can use to help mark your trail back.
We'll definitely use them.
Okay. As y'all keep following, all three of y'all give me a survival check.
Oh, Novak, no.
Novak doesn't do good in the cold weather, apparently.
Well, the average is enough. Novak, your companions kind of help you along because, again, being a little fella, the snow is just so deep. You start falling behind. The earmuffs are like, you don't have to move as fast, and then you can move at your own pace. It's cool.
I'll pick him up so he can lie right on my shoulders.
I will cast Prestidigitation to warm her.
You feel snugly warm now that you picked up Nilvac.
Oh, this is cool.
I need to drop a token for your dogs. We will just use that polar bear token.
I like to think there are actually 4 polar bears, but
we can retcon it to where instead of dogs you have small polar bears that all have the same names.
I think we would have made a lot better time with polar bears.
Ice bear moves at his own pace. Sorry, I love that show. So about a half a day you've traveled out and you still see the tracks are going. Everybody give me a perception check. Okay, Novak, you and Olabella notice it, that whoever has taken your cart is on the edge of your vision.
Oh, shoot, they're up there. Yeah, they're up there.
So let's sneak up on them then, if y'all see.
I knew I should have gotten past that tricks.
So are y'all going to note that they're still they're at the edge of your vision. They're still probably a good mile to 2 miles away.
Does it look like they have anything pulling our cart, or that they're just pushing it themselves?
From the distance you're at, you just see a whole bunch of little things pulling a big thing.
I think maybe speed's more important right now. It doesn't look like they got any dogs. It's just that they took it in the middle of the night without us seeing.
I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Silent Image to change the colors of our clothes white.
Oh, camouflage.
Okay.
I will concentrate on that for the next 10 minutes.
All right, so Olabella and Langston, since you're the two that are actually moving, are y'all going to run to try to catch these folks?
Bella, you want to try to run? You overtake them? What do you think?
I think it's probably better that we catch up to them, eh?
All right, let's do it.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and catch up.
Okay. Y'all keep running and keep running. Everybody give me another perception check. Okay, Langston, you're not going to notice it. Nilvac, you notice it. Olabella, you don't quite notice it. So Nilvac, this is horrifying to you, as your two companions look like you're running. The snow starts to clear, and then both of your companions are about to barrel headlong into an ice crevice. Like you see it, but neither one of them do.
I'm going to tell them all to stop.
He's yelling on my head, so I want to stop.
It's an ice crevasse.
Olabella, you and Langston will need to make dex saves for me now that you have been alerted. Langston, it's at disadvantage because you rolled below a 10. Y'all both managed to stop right before Novak. This is terrifying for you because the way she stops, you're leaning out over this crevice.
What?
Sorry.
And you can see that there's a series of these deep, broken crags in the ice with multiple really cruddy bridges across them. A lot of these crevices aren't that wide, but they go down forever. Like you look down and you're not sure if maybe it ends at ice or maybe this ends at the ocean below.
Does it look like the tracks that's how they got across was these shield?
Yep. And as y'all look towards the other side of these crevices, I'm dropping them down now. Okay, you see about 7 goblins with your sled, and
what is that?
And you see this horrible-looking frozen creature that's probably about 7-8 feet tall, long, elongated arms, heavy underbite, and grumpy looking, with them.
With what?
It's with them and seems to be commanding them.
What is that?
You can all roll nature or history.
I will roll.
I'm gonna roll nature and I'm gonna do it with guidance. Oh, I didn't need it. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So that's a 24. Cast guidance when I don't need it.
Okay, so Nilvac, yeah. Langston, you've heard what happens to bugbears when they die out on the ice. That they pledge their life to the god of the cold hunger, which you've never heard the god of the cold hunger's actual name. You've just heard them referred to as the god of the cold hunger. If they promise themselves to it, they come back more or less as a ice zombie version of themselves. Olabella? Yeah, that's the Frost Walker. They're bad. They were once bugbears, and now they're not. They're unnatural, they're creepy, and it's like seeing a hairless bear.
Oh, that's not good. Frostwalkers are bad news, y'all.
Oh, let's deal with it.
So,
have they noticed us?
Yeah, they noticed y'all because Nilvac just yelled stop. So I need everybody
to
roll.
Before we roll initiative.
What you saying?
Before we roll initiative, a shout across in Goblin. Hey, it's not cool to take things that aren't yours, eh?
One of them yells back, "Oh, but it was just there, don't you know? So we had to grab it."
Oh no, you didn't, and it makes you kind of a dick that you did.
I do random grunts. I think sound like goblins.
I think he just insulted his aunt.
Oh, you got a racist one there, don't you? Over there just assuming. What, is he going to think I want some cheese cards?
Oh, boy. Remember, you gotta click your token and then click initiative.
Sorry.
But that's pretty good. That's pretty good initiative, though. The 20.
me re-roll?
No, I'll add you in here in a second. Okay, what was that initiative roll, Langston? A 21?
Yeah, he got his one.
Okay, so that's Langston, Olabella, the Ice Goblins, the Frostwalker, and Nilvac. Wait, hold on. Do I need to add Dr. Hopkins?
Technically, he does get his own initiative roll.
He's a white bunny for now. If you want to click on, I'll add his turn if you want to roll initiative for him. Dang, Dr. Hopkins. I feel like he's just like nose twitching and the subtitles are cannot translate because it's inappropriate. Okay, moving the turn order so folks that are watching this can see. All right, so first person to go is Langston. You can make your way around this crevice or you can attempt to jump over it.
I think I'm gonna run. Hold on. I'm gonna pull out my. I keep forgetting to hit my button. I'm sorry. I was gonna move my movement, and then I'm gonna try to, if I can, shoot my longbow at the big guy at 75 feet. Is that too far?
What's the range on your short bow?
It's the longbow.
Or sorry, what's the range on your longbow? So since it's under that 150, I believe that it is not made at disadvantage.
So I can, so it's good?
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and launch an arrow, dude.
Okay, with an 11, you see the arrow fly. It hits him, but it breaks off of his icy hide. And it just kind of looks down at it and then looks up at you.
I give him a rune symbol in Elvish.
He gives you the exact same rude symbol back, but done properly. As far as he knows, he's a goblin. Or was. You're like, I don't even know if that's an insult now. That's how you feel about it, Langston.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Hopkins is a rabbit, and he is skipping his turn because he has intelligence of 2.
He's like, you took me out your jacket. What's going on? Oh, no. Olivella.
Okay, I'm gonna look up Nilvac. You gonna stay up there?
Are you gonna carry me?
Well, I'm just letting you know I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna be dashing.
All right. Hold on.
Alright, I'm gonna dash. Let's see, 60 feet altogether. How how many feet is it to get around to where Langston is?
Let's see. Each square is 5 foot.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
Give me an athletics check when you hit that bridge.
Hey, Scheiße. Okay. I'm gonna cast guidance on myself too.
Is guidance
That's
is guidance a action or bonus action?
I believe guidance is a bonus. Wait, let me check. Oh no. Well, it's a cantrip, but it's a. I don't know. I don't know.
What does it say underneath? What does it say underneath duration?
I guess it's duration, concentration up.
Sorry, no. Should be up at the top of the spell description.
Casting time. Oh, action.
But with the 17, you manage to not fall through this rickety bridge. Like, you put a foot down, it breaks the board, and you're able to, like, nope, and hop skip. Okay, so now Dr. Hopkins and Nilvac are over here because their combined weight is less than your armor and weaponry. Which means, yes, I think I just house ruled that, like, small creatures can be toted without a minus to your movement.
I think as long as they have a decent enough strength, I think it's fine.
Yeah. So next we have the Ice Gobbos. Okay, this one steps forward and holds its hands in the air. And a large vortex of ice. Basically, what you see is a tornado of ice and snow form whirling over one of these crevices. And it just keeps its arms up in the air.
Okay, well, not going that way. I just have, like, no distance spells. I have, like, one. Never mind, its range is 10 feet.
Okay, and y'all watch them. Olabella, you realize when you ran across it, you're running on you're bipedal. You're going on 2 legs. But you watch the goblins as they hit it, almost go on all 4s and seem to put their weight on the main support beams on either side instead of the boards across, and just scurry in almost a spider walk.
Creepy.
Okay, let's see. Okay, 2 of these goblins are going to fire short bows at Olabella. An 18 and a 22.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a total of 14 piercing to you, Olabella. because it automatically calculated the crit. So that's, like I said, that's 14 piercing to you from them. And then 4 of them are going to shoot at Langston. Okay, so the number is 19. The first 3 of them miss, but 1 of them actually catches you. The one that's at the head of the bridge, Langston, clips you with an arrow for 5 piercing. So yeah, you take 5 piercing as like 1 arrow just clips you. Like dramatically shoots past your cheek kind of situation. Let's see, the Ice Walker is then going to... What is the Ice Walker going to do? You watch as it takes a running leap and jumps over the crevice and lands there. Langston, you then watch it as it holds up its hand and it forms this terrible looking, dirty, icy looking javelin, and it hunks it right at you.
Oh no.
And misses completely. It like just goes sailing straight into this crevice right in front of you. It's like, rah! Like it was really scary for a split second, and then he's just super bad at darts. Like super, super bad at darts. All right, Novak.
From my position, how do you do the measure of the distance, the arrow?
If you look on the left-hand side, there's a bar, and there should be one that looks like a ruler in a circle.
I see. 45 feet? In that case, let's just start with a firebolt on that on the ice bug.
All right, roll. That'll hit.
Oh, dang it! It's still doing that thing where it adds the. It should just.
No, just click the firebolt over in the chat where it says 1915. Just click firebolt. Underneath that, it should light up and allow you to click it.
Okay, there we go. 6 fire damage.
Oh, he's not happy about that. He seems a little miffed.
I would not be surprised. Let me see if I want to cast. That was just a cantrip, so it's my action. Anything bonus action?
What does that raise your AC to now, Novak?
Oh, that's not a bonus. That's a regular
No,
action.
yeah, that's an action.
So it looks like I don't really have much else going for me. Would it be possible for me to put Dr. Hopkins in Olabella's backpack?
As long as Olabella's not opposed.
Nope.
Alright, then I am shoving Dr. Hopkins in her back.
Protect the bunny.
And
Alright.
I'll use my move action to hop down from her. And I want to move over to here if I can.
Okay, you can. You definitely see this vortex over to the side of you.
Oh no.
But it's just whipping the wind around. Is that all you're going to do, Nilvac?
Yeah, that's going to be my move action.
Oui. Unfortunately, Nilvac, the storm moves over and you are caught in it.
Oh shit!
Give me a... First thing is you're going to take 1 cold damage. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. No, that's supposed to be a D6. So 3 cold damage, and then give me a strength save. You are pulled off of the ground, Nilvac, and are now being flung around in the ice storm. So, Olabella, you just watch this thing pull Nilvac up, and now he's being flung around for the remainder of this turn inside this ice vortex.
Oh boy.
Langston, it's your go.
Is that too far for me to jump?
Oh, you can. What is your strength modifier? 3. So if I remember right, that's a vertical jump is 5 times your strength modifier, isn't it? We'll go with that. Is that the extent of your movement, though?
Yes.
Okay, run and jump, and then give me a athletics check. So, yeah, you make the jump, you land it, but then immediately underneath you, Langston, the ice breaks. Give me a dex save. Okay, you are going to fall into the chasm.
Oh no.
You take 10 bludgeoning as you fall 10 feet down and hit a ledge. Or sorry, 20 feet down and hit a ledge.
All right.
And that'll be your turn. Dr. Hopkins, just in the backpack.
For the moment, yes. He'll stick his head out and just have a furry paw ready to go.
He's just like, I'm going to boop something. I feel like he would be he'd be eating a cookie in Olabella's backpack, though.
I mean, if she has any in there.
Probably.
There's now just a bunny eating a cookie with 1 paw ready to boop. Olabella.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So I got one guy that's in here. In the vortex thing, and I got one guy that fell in the crevice.
Yeah, one fell down the hole and one got sucked up.
Can I see Novak?
Not clearly.
Ooh. And it was this one that
Yep.
passed that? Okay. Let's see. 30. Okay. And you're like, okay, guys, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna come up here 30 feet. I got one more. And I'm going to. Oh, blade doesn't do anything unless I'm melee attacking.
Green flame blade.
Oh, wait, that's a bonus action. Okay, so as my bonus action, I'm going to summon Flame Blade.
Is that green flame blade, or is this a spell, or is this the?
Nope.
What level spell is it?
It's a level 2.
Okay, and what does it do?
I hate casting spells on it. This is it. I evoke a fiery blade in my free hand. I can't attack with it this right now because I'm not close enough to anyone. If I let go of it, it disappears, but I can evoke it again as a bonus action. I can use my action to make melee spell attack with the blade. It sheds bright light for 10 feet and dim light for an additional 10 feet. But that was my bonus action. As my action, I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
That's 2-level spells.
So this is a bonus action.
If you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can only cast a cantrip as an action.
Well, what's the range on poison spray? It's only 10 feet. Well,
Druid craft or flower?
can I retcon that and cast Thunderwave instead?
Thunderwave is off of you.
It's a 15-foot cube in front of me.
I think it's a 15-foot cube set on self.
Yeah, he's 15 feet away from me.
Oh, okay. That also means Dr. Hopkins is in the range.
Oh, come on! Never mind. Fine, I do that. Just stand there like an idiot.
Okay, you run up. Fiery sword happens. Okay, Spell Gobbo is going to keep casting spell. That one's going to run there. That one will run there. Mr. Spidey Climb. Okay, one's going to make a scimitar attack at you. I'm assuming 8 misses. Well, yep, okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to make short bow attacks.
Who's that against?
You. Oh, one more.
Oh, right. He fell in a hole. This is 2 hit. Oh, wait. 4 of them shot at me?
Yep.
Fudge. Yeah, all but 1 hit.
So that is 15 piercing.
Ow.
Are you still up?
I'm still up.
You've been pokey poked. Okay. The Ice Walker's going to come up and try to give you a little smack.
Oh, God.
He just hit you with, it's going to say Javelin, but he's hitting you with Ice Claws.
Nope.
Okay, so that's a miss.
It's a miss.
Okay, Novak, you are being flung around in the air. Roll me a d4 real quick.
Yep.
You are flung out of there and take 4 bludgeoning as you're thrown into the ground.
Biff. Okay. All right. Well, I landed right beside Oleana and Dr. Hopkins.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 10, 15. I'm trying to see if I can get a Burning Hands cone together to catch as many of these goblins as I.
You'll end up hitting Olabella with a 15-foot cone.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that, please.
Now, if you moved right up next to her, you could get 2 of them. Pretty good.
If I stood here, I could blow. I should be able to hit him.
What?
Fortunately, I was not as prepped as I needed to be.
All right, so you got your armor set up?
Yes.
Cool.
And unfortunately, that's going to be my entire turn from there.
Okay, well, y'all luck out as the ice storm almost moves off the map. Just wandering all north and such. Langston, you're on this ledge.
I am going to climb up.
Okay. So give me an athletics check. Yeah, you get up there, but you lose half your movement. Actually, no, you'd lose all your movement.
Put me where I'm at.
Did we lose somebody?
I'm back.
Okay. So you make it back to just roughly past where the ice broke underneath you, Langston.
And no move.
No more move.
Is a cantrip a bonus action?
A cantrip is it depends if it says action or bonus action.
I got one for being a high elf.
Which one did you take?
Firebolt.
That's an action.
What I'm gonna do, move here.
You can't move.
That's right. I'm retarded. I'm gonna.
Whoa.
What?
Just try not to say that one on stream.
Say what?
Never mind.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna take my bow and shoot at the big guy.
All right. Uh, 18 will hit. Or sorry, 19 will hit. He's definitely not happy about that.
Do I have my bonus action?
You still do have a bonus action.
Alright, I'm gonna use this.
Okay. Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Hopkins doesn't have a spell prep, so I'm gonna just sit in the backpack for right now.
No bunny boop.
Unfortunately not. Like I was hoping to do it last turn, but I don't have. Nilvac is not set up wasn't set up at the beginning of the fight to be able to take a hit. So let's just pass on Dr. Hopkins' turn and hopefully get something later on his reaction.
All right, Olabella, you've been filled with arrows. You've had somebody try to smack you, and there's a little gob next to you as well.
I'm not worried about the little gob. I'm worried about the big sucker in front. So I'm gonna try and hit him with my flaming sword.
All right.
It's a melee spell attack, so it's a d20 plus my spell attack. Is that right?
Say that again.
The d20 plus my spell attack bonus.
Yep. So that'll be your proficiency plus your spell modifier.
Yeah, that's already calculated for me on here.
Okay, so that's 12 plus
15, 16, 7.
17.
Yes.
Oof. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, he takes 3d6 fire damage. So 7 fire damage. And taking a health potion is an action.
Bonus action.
Oh, okay. Well then I'm gonna chug that health potion that I got from.
Okay.
What is that?
It is 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, so I get back 8 health.
All right.
I'm above the 20s.
Okay, so Spell Gobbo going to keep casting a spell. Okay, that goblin is going to rush you and try to drop kick you, Langston.
All right.
I need you to roll. Well, I got to see if it hits you first. Wait, this is not going to be fun for him. You got to beat a 4.
Yeah, 19. Roll.
Oh, okay. First off, he misses. So I'm going to say with that, you watch this goblin go sailing.
Yay!
Have fun down there, buddy.
You watch it hit the same ledge you hit, and it's just like, and it's not moving.
Funk.
This one's going to run up and try to hit you with the scimitar. And sticks the scimitar right in the ground. Coming at you, Olabella.
The 24 hits.
That is 9 slashing damage to you.
So it completely negates the fact that you just wasted a health potion. Yay.
Let's see. And each of these are going to take a... Well, 2 are going to take a shot at Olabella because they can't really see our marvelous mage. And one's going to take a shot at Langston, coming at Langston. 11 misses. 10 misses Olabella.
Yes,
15 misses Olabella.
That matches.
Oh, it matches?
Yeah, that matches.
That's 6 piercing.
God.
Mr. Ice Walker's going to take another Icy Claw attack at you.
Ah!
That's 9 piercing.
Ah!
Are you down?
No. That hurt though.
Nilvac.
As an action, I will cast the Dragon's Breath, and I will cast it. I will cast it on Dr. Hopkins.
Okay, so you're casting Dragon's Breath on Dr. Hopkins?
Yes.
He is now a hot bunny.
Yep. Let's see. And then this person in front of me, I'm going to slap with a shocking.
All right. Try to shocky shock.
As soon as I figure out how to do it.
D20 plus your spell attack bonus.
That's gonna be a no.
No, you miss. You miss this goblin. Like he just sidesteps your grabby hand.
Okay. Then that will be the end of my turn.
The ever so useful spell starts moving to the west again. Spell Gobbo is having to make some life choices. Langston.
All right. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drop my longbow, whip out my short sword and rapier.
Okay.
Stab the guy in front of me right here.
All right. Roll to hit. 20 will hit. That's a dead gob.
Alright. You want to start my movement?
You have your movement.
Alright, I'm going to move to
Okay.
the bonus action attack, or?
If it's with a light weapon, it's a 2-weapon wielder.
Yeah, I'm the dual wielding fighter. Hey, I'm going to take my short sword. Try to stab this guy in the kidney if I can.
Okay. You just miss. He backhands your blade away.
Alright.
You still have a little bit of movement.
No, I'm done. You go ahead.
Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Hopkins from atop Olabella will cast Dragon's Breath.
On this dude?
Yeah, basically everybody in front of Olabella.
Okay, well, that means Langston will not get hit, but it does mean it will hit that one, because if he's on top of Olabella's head, should be a straight shot.
Yes.
Okay, and he needs to make a dex save. That's a fail, so that's 9 fire damage.
Good job, Dr. Hopkins.
He's not looking so good. He's definitely a mostly melty boy. Olabella.
I'm gonna try and stab Melty Boy. That's a 16.
16 matches.
Haha. $13 fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
See, Dr. Hopkins blasts it. He starts to melt. I bring up the fire sword and I just turn around and I chunk it straight through his neck.
So you do that with a flourish. Its head gets severed from the neck and rolls down the fiery blade and then hits the ground with a sizzle. And the body slumps over to the side, slowly becoming a puddle of what you're now realizing is liquid rotten flesh.
Oh, that's just nasty.
Okay, time for the gobos.
Why are there wisdom saves from the gobos? Oh, seeing if they're scared.
So, you see these 3 right here, just book it. Like they use their action to dash, bonus action, dash, they're gone. Magic Gobbo is still doing magic-y things. Can't seem to break the spell yet. Gobbo that's next to y'all is gonna go for broke. Go for the injured Furbog. And miss.
You a dumb Gobbo! And I would like to stump you. For my turn.
Nilvac.
The goblin directly in front of me?
Yep.
Oh, I can't do Burning Hand.
Well, if you scooched between it and Elabella, or move through Elabella's space, you could then angle it that way, couldn't you?
Yeah. But I think I'll just shocking grasp it again.
All right.
Bam!
Roll your damage.
Nice.
I guess I rolled 2d8 because I crit.
Yep.
Okay, 9 lightning.
Okay. Describe how you want this to happen. I'm doing that because you nat 20'd on this. Like, I'm assuming you just slapped the goblin in the ass.
It's more like a defibrillator. I just rub the palms of my hands together, touch him as close to, like, he's a goblin, so he's not that tall. So hit him in the chest, hit him in the side, and then run an electric current through him.
Yeah, y'all watch the goblin just and pop. The spell just moves back the opposite direction that it just moved. Langston.
Shoot it.
I'm gonna blast it with a firebolt.
Okay, so that would be a d20 plus your proficiency plus your spell modifier, which for an elf with that cantrip is intellect or intelligence. Doesn't quite hit him.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move. I'm gonna move to the foot of that bridge.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Hopkins has a 40-foot move.
You telling me Dr. Hopkins is about to take a running leap over this chasm?
He can also, as a familiar, I can bamf him as well.
That's true.
Let me take a look at the bamfing. Oh, that's going to be on my turn. I can do that. It's an action. Yeah, it's an action to make him disappear. Action to make him. So I'm not going to do that. You can still use Dragon's Breath for a 15-foot cone. I think he'll just have him hop down and move 40.
Yeah, okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Actually, he'll dash as well. So move another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Olabella?
Far away am I? 35 feet. So. So with Druidcraft, it says I can create a harmless sensory effect, but concentration on a spell.
Okay, so yeah, you can definitely do that. You now make this goblin have super stinky around it. And I'm gonna have to give this gobbo a wisdom save because they've never smelt that before. You see, ah, ah, ah.
I definitely think that's worth inspiration.
I will give inspiration, but you also see the ice storm
Yay.
dissipate. The ice storm dissipates as it does lose concentration, as it's just like ah.
That was mostly just to fuck with it, because I really can't do anything. I can't really do anything from this far away.
It's just distracted by this terribleness that happened. Novak.
I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to firebolt right there.
Okay. That will not hit.
All right then. Action, bonus action spells. Don't think I have any prep, so pass.
All right, Langston.
I'm gonna go ahead and cross the bridge.
Give me an athletics check.
I should have just jumped it if that was the case.
You managed to save.
My sarcasm did back to bite. I know at this distance, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit him with firebolt.
Okay. That'll hit. Still standing. Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Hopkins will move forward to about here and cast Dragon's Breath.
Roll that damage. Even at half, he is dead. You just watch as a small little blue bunny breathes fire, and this goblin, no!
I laugh. Haha.
And you have defeated them and found your sled again. So what does the party wish to do?
I've questioned their choice of terrain. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and start hauling our sled back and make sure everything's intact.
Nothing's been stolen off of it. It looks like they were pushing it back to wherever they were going, and then we're going to go through it.
Do you want to try to find their lair?
No. We've already spent way too much time. The alderman could be severely hurt or worse. We need to find this person.
Must know that one. Good one.
Are y'all going to investigate the bodies?
Yeah.
Everybody give me an investigation check. Okay, so on the 2 goblins that are still the bias that you can still kind of get a hold of and take apart and look through, because 3 of them ran off, 1 fell down a chasm, and 1 got burnt up. You find maybe about 6 gold in assorted coins.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody gains 2 gold.
Their equipment's really not worth much. Like, you can tell that these bows are old and were probably stolen from somewhere else. I mean, there's arrows. You can pull about 20 arrows if you want to get those.
I'll do that, I guess.
On the Frostwalker, you find a black ice shard that looks like there are teeth carved into it that it had implanted in its chest. You also find a sapphire about the size of Nilvac's palm.
Is the Blackstone magical?
Mm-hmm.
Let's let the wizard check it out.
It'll take me a few minutes to do that.
You have detect magic or identify.
I have detect magic.
Okay, that's what I have to.
Are you going to?
Why don't we take it back to where the dog? We'll take this back to the dogs there, and we can do it back there because I need a nap.
Yes, let's head back.
Let's do it.
Okay, and over the course of the rest of this day, you're able to make it back to the tent. When you get there, the dogs are all pretty happy, content. They've eaten the biscuits. Somebody peed on something.
I'll give him a head scratch.
They're good. They look like they're ready to go, but are y'all going to bed down for another night here? Because it's been a full day since you left.
Yeah. I'm down to 12 HP. I don't know how much my tick die is going to help.
All right, and that's where we'll end this session. We'll pick up the next time with y'all taking a long rest again.
All right.
It's not as bad as in our Wednesday night game where we go for 15 feet and then it's like, well, gotta go to sleep. Because we all do something dumb.
I play Baldur's Gate.
To be fair, since there is no longer an atlas, way less of that.
This is the point.
Any case, I'm about to drop us off the stream. Thank y'all for watching, everybody.
Night.